here at Hotel Covington. It is beautiful out here.
Beautiful day.
Just trying to enjoy the last of this summer. I mean, it has gone by so quickly.
So fast, and you can feel fall in the air.
You can feel it, and I love it. I love fall. I love to dress for fall. I love everything about fall.
So do I. Layering up, layering down.
Yes. And with Deborah and I, we were just sitting here talking about this point in our lives as we have entered into our 50s and really just thinking about the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, associated with moving into this era in our lives. So Deborah, what are some of the key things that you think about as we're moving into our 50s and to this stage? For me, I feel like more settled.
Oh yeah.
And I like that, but there's good and bad. So what is your take?
Absolutely. I used to worry so much about what other people thought, what they thought about me, if I was pleasing them, and not focus so much on what I wanted.
Yes.
And so at this stage of my life, I feel liberated in a way that allows me to think about myself and put myself first and care for myself so that I'm there to be a good wife, a good mother, and a good friend, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't always the case. What about you?
I think it's so true. When you're younger, you're trying to, like you said, balance everything out. You're worried about, I got to be a good mom. I don't. My fear was I'd be on Jerry Springer.
Oh my God! Or have to pay for therapy or whatever.
Like, Lord, what I do to kids now, be on Jerry. My mama wasn't good, and she. Oh
man!
But all this crazy. Now you look back and you think it was craziness.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, now I'm more concerned with, and I understand the importance of taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Because when I take care of myself, then I can really be available to help take care of others.
Right. The things that are important to me. Like I used to worry a lot about what things looked like from the outside.
Yes.
Now I'm so much more focused on, okay, am I feeling good about myself today? Have I done enough in terms of trying to eat right?
Yes.
Am I exercising, and just checking in and making sure that I'm doing what I can do to make sure that I'm in the right state of mind.
She means it too, y'all. She gets that report back. She's like, my A1C, my A1C.
I never knew what that was.
I didn't.
Okay, whoever pays attention to blood work results when you're younger?
You do not.
Right.
It's one of those things. But that goes into, there's some things you just have to accept
Some
as
things
you
you
age.
have to accept.
And that's one of them. We have to be much more careful about what we eat. We have to, like you said, look at the blood work, pay attention to all those things.
Absolutely.
You didn't do that when you were younger.
You didn't even think about that.
No.
And ladies, I don't know if you're there yet, but if you are, just know that when the estrogen starts to drop in your body, it can impact all aspects of your health. Okay.
Everything.
All of a sudden, if you've never suffered from things like high blood pressure, if your body used to process sugars fine, then when you hit like 50 or over and you start to find out, okay, well, all that's changed now.
Everything.
Because my estrogen level is down, then I've got, and which is the motherboard for a woman.
Right.
Now you've got to really think about your health in a different way. And you got to have those conversations with your doctor.
Yes.
A lot of people try to avoid those conversations with the doctor because they feel like no news is good news, but I'm here to tell you that the earlier you can catch some of these things, when those numbers start to move in the wrong direction, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to do something about it, whether it's changing your health or, like Katrina said, working out more, whatever.
Yeah, that's so true. And like you said, now it's so important to have a good relationship with your doctor.
Yeah,
to really sit down. And I think that's something too as you get older. When you were younger, for me anyway, whatever the doctor said, I would just automatically
without
take
a
it.
doubt.
That's it.
And what about the conversations? Did
Oh,
they even
it was no
push
conversation.
for the conversation?
No, it was no conversation. Just the doctor said do A, B, C, D, and that's it.
And that's what it is. Now I'm going in there with the mini notepad.
Oh, now I
Okay,
know
we
she
got
giving them the blues.
And I want to know.
She's giving that doctor the blues. He sees her name on the list. He's like, I'm going to need like 20 extra minutes.
Yes. And she knows me. And it took me a minute to find the doctor that could tolerate that because I could tell when they were giving me a little shade, right? And I'm like, okay, so you're not for me, okay?
Right, you're
Because
off the
we
list.
need to care about my health here.
Us together. But that is one of the things that's so good about
Yeah.
when you're older, you take responsibility for yourself.
do.
You understand your body, and you're like, no, just because the doctor says do this, it's got to make sense.
It's got to make sense.
It's got to make sense. But as we age, we don't have to accept everything. Like they say, oh, when you get 50, you're going to automatically gain 15, 20 pounds. And you could and you have to fight that.
Yeah, you do.
You have to fight against it. But you don't have to automatically accept it.
No, you don't cave to that.
Yeah.
You see it happening, then you know what? You got to be proactive
Yeah.
about it. Okay,
Yeah.
you got to have a value
Mhm.
of what you want to look like both on the inside and what you want to look like on the outside.
Yes.
And it just goes like a personal preference. For me,
Mhm.
it does not work. If I see something getting out of place, then I
Right.
got to go deal with that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about it a little
Immediately.
bit, but in the meantime, I'm gonna be doing something
Yes,
about it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not just your physical, but I think your emotional too.
I agree.
Think
It
when
makes
you're-
me feel better.
Yes, it makes
Yes.
you feel so much better. And I think when you're older, when you feel yourself starting to get out of sorts,
Mhm.
you have to stop and
I
sort
agree.
of recalibrate. When you're younger, you keep going and going and going. But now it's like, wait a minute, something's off with
Something's
me.
off,
Let
yeah.
me figure out what's happening with me
Exactly.
and deal with myself.
Mhm.
And I think that's another good thing. As you age, you have to come to terms with who you are and dealing with yourself. When you're younger, I think you try to deny stuff
Yeah,
about
you
yourself.
do.
Well,
You
it's
do.
not
I
really
got
bad.
time, is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Okay, I'll deal with that later because I
Right.
have time. I'm too busy. I got this going on.
Right. But hey, now it's time is
I
of the
know.
essence.
I'm thinking. Okay, I got this many good years
Right.
left,
I
and what am I
know.
going to look like, and what am I going to be doing in
Yes.
this amount of time that I do have left? I want to make the
Exactly.
most of it.
The
and
most.
are you going to let Cupcake keep you?
Oh, I love a cupcake.
I know. I
I'm
love
ready.
a cupcake.
I'm trying to drink water, but I need a Cosmo.
But we know what those A1Cs will do.
Oh, Deborah said, when that A1C report comes out, it is on and popping. Her husband, she be reading his
Oh my
A1C,
God,
be
yes.
taking notes,
Yes,
everything. But
yes.
you have to do it.
We do.
But what's so good about this age, and I like how you talked about liberation. We don't have little kids anymore. We don't have all the
don't.
hustle and bustle of all that. So we can really take that time and prioritize it for ourselves. You can set
Absolutely.
aside time to work out. You can set aside time to read and meditate. You can set aside time for date night or whatever. You
Yes.
can prioritize your time in a way that you couldn't when your kids were younger. Your time really
Absolutely.
was their time.
It was their time, and so that I hope that's encouraging to those that are in the trenches right now, that you will get through all of this and come out on the other side, and unexpectedly,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
To
It
just
is.
on a Monday or Tuesday say, let's go out of town.
Let's go. And
Oh,
have the money.
have the money to
the
do
resources and the time and the work flexibility
Exactly.
too, to
That's
be able to do
important.
that. Yes, we've worked hard over the course of these 20, 30 years to
I
get to
agree.
a point to where we built in that flexibility. I'm sure many of you all have too, and use it.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't just sit in that office.
No.
A lot of times we feel like, oh, we've got to this certain level and I've got to keep running to be able to maintain. You can relax and still maintain.
And enjoy it. I love it when
Enjoy.
you go on vacation, you take time on the
Yes.
beach and meditate
Yes.
and just make the most of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think that's it. Make the most of this time. Whatever phase of life you're in, make the most of it and prioritize yourself.
Absolutely, because nobody's going to love you like you love you.
Nobody except Jesus.
That's right. Thank you for listening today, folks. Coming to you from Hotel Covington on the patio. It's Deb and Katrina.
See you soon.
Okay, I'll cut that out.